Booing at this particular event, which featured Harry and Meghan, is a real insight into how far their star has absolutely fallen. And as it's, I've said to you before, I don't really report these things with glee because, as I've often said, when you think about it, Harry and Meghan had the possibly best start anybody could have if you think about it in the world of celebrity. There they had everything on a plate: goodwill, prestige, power, and international recognition around the world. And then things seemingly took a turn for the worst. At the recent ESPN Awards, Pat Tillman Award, etc., it's visibly obvious that people were shouting out and booing. And this is something that they've had to encounter over here, particularly at the Platinum Jubilee and things like that. And when you think about it, it's a real sign of, just as I say, how far it's all gone wrong. But Meghan now has many other fears apparently circling that mind. As ever, let me explain. Morning, lovely to see you. Thank you so much as ever for your time today. Isn't it nice? Just nice and calm here, isn't it, right now? Well, yes, we're trying to be calm, aren't we? Over here, of course, today, I'm literally zipping off to the state opening of Parliament for the King's speech. This is just wonderful. A lot of people ask me, what it's about, and I will explain it all to you. But it's fascinating when you think, because years ago, it would have been the King's word was law. I mean, that was the thing. Now, of course, we know that much of the speech is written for him, on behalf of him, and he basically just agrees and clears it. But I just love all the pomp and circumstance and ceremony around it, don't you? I think it looks terrific, and finally we have a bit of nice weather. So if you are in London and you want to watch that, good time to get down there now and sort of glory in all that wonderful colour and pageantry. And the horses, of course, and all those wonderful ladies and gentlemen that ride them, that keep them all in check. I think they're incredible the way they do that, by the way. Back as ever to your roll story of the day. Now, as I said, tricky times for Meghan Markle, no two ways about it. Still trying to blame people, of course, for the flop of that American Riviera orchard. And we told you a couple of days ago, her team apparently think it's a great success. How is it a great success when you think you can't buy anything? There's nothing registered. There's no way you can get anything. And apparently it's all going to come to fruition in, of course, September with the arrival of that Netflix cooking show. Now, a lot is pinning on this, let me tell you, because, they really believe this is the last throw of the dice. Not Meghan, of course. She believes it's going to be terrific, lost in her own world, as one can imagine. And I quite like self-belief. I've worked with celebrities long enough to know that you have to believe that you can do something or else you'll never actually get there. You get the picture. But the bigger story now is this, of course, according to that source, as you can see, when you work in that world, there's one powerful sort of part of the machinery, and that is the management, the agent. And what starts off as you being quite powerful when you go to them, it quickly turns around. And this is now apparently what's happening with William Morris Endeavour. And Meghan apparently is terrified because obviously if they decide to relinquish their grip on her, and I'm being polite there, let go, axed, dumped, booted, whatever you want to call it, then really who would take on Meghan Markle? Yes, there'd be a lot of agencies that would come forward, no two ways about it, but certainly none as bigger and powerful with all of that catalogue of So who would take on Meghan Markle? Well, certainly nobody as big and powerful with all that back catalogue and the success, of course, that Meghan's enjoyed, all thanks to the association. Let's not forget, of course, before she married into the British monarchy, they weren't interested. Every major star wants to be signed by William Morris Endeavour just because of their power. Now, I'm not suggesting at this point that this is the case, but allegedly, according to that source, Meghan literally lives in fear. And I understand that. If you've ever been in this business, you do think, but what if they dump me? What will I do then? And now, of course, with everything riding on that, literally the backlash against the Pat Tillman Awards, and of course, apparently not taking too much of advice moving forward into the future, William Morris Endeavour and Meghan Markle have only one thing left, a roll of the dice, that is the Netflix cooking show. And if that fails to rise to the occasion, then difficult times and rethinks, and no doubt are looking at exactly how profitable the association has been and could continue to be with Meghan. Difficult times indeed. I think you know what I'm saying. News Sean in the very heart of London.